Good morning, good morning, good morning. I believe it's Friday morning. Welcome to my home. Welcome. Hello, everybody. I'm Lou Segura. I'm here. Boho Yoga at your home. Welcome. It's 3 minutes before we get started, so I'm turning on so that you can join me. And today we're going to do nice, soft, gentle yoga to relieve stress, release stress, gain calm, gain softness, gain relaxation. I hope you're feeling well. So as we're waiting, if you're joining me already, tell me on the screen, if you can type it, text it to me live here. What, if anything, is ailing? Physically, internally, in the head? We can work on all of that through poses that help stimulate, whether it's the muscles, the organs, mind, of course. So whatever your needs are, let's share a little bit. We have couple of minutes to go, 2 literally. And so if there's anything that you want to work on and you feel that you want different poses to help, let me know. I'm here. Okay. Who's joining me here? Let me see. I'm gonna come closer because I can either see you with my glasses on, and I need to take them off to come close. Carol, good morning, Carol. Let me wave back at you, or wave to you anyway. Did I wave at you? I think I don't know. So it's nice to have you here. How's the family? Family's good? You can't type because you're already like me, far away from the screen, perhaps? It's okay. 1 minute to go. 1 minute. I'm feeling like I want to move in a soft way to that. Oh, you know what I forgot to put on? Oh no, wait a minute. We have 30 seconds. No, you know what?
Bluetooth pairing.
I'm not.
Off.
Let's do it without music. Let's just do a nice soft. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn everything off. 7 people are watching. Hello, everybody. Hello. 8 people. Good morning, everybody. So we're here. It's 10 o'clock. Let's get started. So I'll ask one more time before we get started. If there is anything that you want to work on for yourself to make you feel better, or if you're straining or tightening or whatever you need internally, too much stress, if that's what it is, we're working on that stress stuff today, about breathing and moving more gentle, okay? All right, you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Good morning, Joanne. How are you? Well, that's Christy watching. Okay, good. So let's begin. Standing in a mountain pose, feel the flesh of your feet. Feel them and let your ankles soften and move your feet inward and outward till you feel your feet, the ball joints, the blades, both corners of your heels flat on the floor. The toes are just flat and pressing down flat so that they're not pulling. The pulling is being done from the ball joints. All right? Now, feel the big toes and the inner heels. Feel them pulling down into the middle or your body's center. Feel that. Notice how the knees are being pulled in. Feel that tension working. Don't go hard. Don't go hard. You don't want to tighten. You want to soften so that this stretches more, the thigh, the hip flexor. All right, everything in here. Breathing through the nose. Let your mind come back in. Close your eyes. Sense your awareness. Now notice how you're standing. Well, eyes closed. I'm not doing any mountain pose. We're still working on the feet. But notice how if you're continuously, pushing down into the big toes and the heels and the legs are feeling that pull, is your body leaning? Do you feel like you're leaning forward toward the toes? So that means we have to engage. If you are, engage. You have to engage just a little bit to pull you back. That means you have to engage to keep you. Secure yourself. Secure, that's a good word. Secure, it's a locking system. It's called a bandha. And the more you draw back, not hard, but just feel that energy pulling back, big toes pulling down, and the hips gently pulling. It's a focus only. Feel the body lifting upward. Feel a neatness about it. Feel your heart lifting. The shoulder blades gently melting back. Now notice here where your head is at from the ear canal and where your bottom of your ribs are at the moment. So sometimes when we're trying to get straight, the back is round, so the ribs come forward as the shoulders come back, and the head is protruding. So try to bring everything straight. Feel it, pulling in. My eyes are still closed. Can you feel your crown lifting out at the heart, the collarbone? We're feeling everything lifting up higher. So we're feeling a stretch and a separation, creating space without letting go of that gentle draw and the relaxed shoulders back and down. Can you feel your crown lifting a little bit more? Everything is soft, just constantly engaging. Let the arms roll from the shoulders, pushing the elbows back, extending the wrists, extending the hands, extending the fingers. Separate the fingers as separated as you can, as wide apart. Even your shoulders, notice how all of us, we all do it. We pull everything into the front here. I'm exaggerating, of course, but with that pulling to the front, we also round the shoulders forward. Open like a flower. From your heart, being the center of your flower. Open everything outward. Open. Create that space. Soft. There's no rush. Let it be. Let yourself be. Let yourself, like a flower, grow. Ground yourself. Feel that reaching. Feel. Let the mind travel into those tight spots. Notice in your own mind how grounded we are. Unwind. Unwind. Contract. Bandhas. The locking system. There's 3 of them. One is at the base, the root chakra area, all the way down, feeling all of that energy, pulling everything into the middle to flatten ourselves a little bit more. At the belly button, everything is cinching even further. That's another part, that's the second one, the solar plexus area. It's engulfing the entire area. Throat is the other one, and we always talk about these, and I always say it, but I just never call it what it is. And the bandhas, allow yourself. And the more we draw everything flat, and the more we can stay there, the more calm we can be. And yes, in the beginning, it is work, because we're not used to it. But thinking and letting the mind focus, and even that tail, the way it lifts upward, keeping it, not hard, just constant. Breathe a little deeper now, and every exhale, even though the belly's pulling in, pull it in a little bit more with the exhale. Feel everything engaging a little bit more. Not hard. Now as gently as you can, inhale the arms up to the sky. Feel everything stretching away. Think of the word uthiti. Uttihiti. Shoulders down. Feel everything pulling. Feel yourself engaging. It's in the mind. Let it be in the mind. Try to extend those elbows, even if the arms don't come completely straight. We're working at it. So I'd rather see a nice wide arm, straight arm, than trying too hard to bring them in and everything punches. Right? Relax. Just relax. It's not about perfect because you're already there. But notice how tight everything becomes. Relax it. Let it extend. Feel yourself. The more you push away at this point, the better and easier it is to bring your hands in. Okay? Not hard. Just a focus. Inhale. Look up at the fingertips. Reach the right arm. Feel it stretching more. Reach the left arm. Now we're beginning to move a little bit more. Reach and stretch and begin to feel now yourself letting go even softer. Even if your shoulders are burning a little bit, let them burn. They need to strengthen. Allow. Breathe in. Gently. Good. Both arms way up high. Now just from the shoulders. Look up at the fingers and gently follow your fingers as you pull your arms back. And soften into a forward bend. Oh, those poor arms. Relax. Shake out those shoulders. Shake out the head. Release your tension. Grab the back of your ankles, calves, not the knees, thighs if you need to, and gently just stay here. Just hold. Notice how ready the tension's pulling and stretching. If you can, keep your chin at your throat, your ears up to your shoulders, and lift your heart. Soften everything down as far down as you can. Push your hands, whether they're books, blocks, floor, whatever you can. Get the heel of your hand, just a push. Try to straighten out your elbows. Tuck your chin to your throat. And only if you can, lift the back of your thighs. Don't curl your toes. Big toes, inner heels are still pulling down. Take a deep breath. Soften your knees and roll the spine. Slowly weaving up. Soften out with the palms. Extend them. Reach them. Take a deep breath. Now let's lean to the right side. Keep your hands about shoulders width, but that's good. Feels good. Good. If you want a little bit more action in your balance, join your feet closer. Use your belly. Use your legs. Softly. While your body rolling forward, think about where you are in your space. Try to stay on your side. Inhale back up and relax. Separate your feet a little bit. A little wider than your shoulders. Nothing big, nothing hard. Soft. Keep everything pliable. Keep yourself soft and relaxed. Keep your back from rounding. Keep everything upward. Keep working the belly. Okay? And even though you're working everything, you're still soft, still pliable. Okay. Hands on the back of your thighs. Not on the side. That means that your shoulder blades have to roll back to allow that to open. Feel that shoulder blade hugging the spine. Do the same thing on both arms. Not big, not hard. Just allow. Draw. Exhale. Now, it's your head forward. Try to pull your chin to your throat. And try to find your ears melting back to the shoulders. So lift your chest more. Pull the shoulder blades more. Tuck your tail more. Softly come back up as we inhale. Reach up to the sky. Wide leg, forward fold. Just where we are. Stretching forward. Soften your knees as much as you need for your comfort. Try to keep your hips on top of your heels. Lengthen yourself as much as you can. Chin to the throat. Chest up. Begin to lift the back of the thighs. All the way down slow. Pull your big toe, inner heel. Make it flat. Make it work. Down to the floor. Now lengthen so that your palms touch the floor. Now soften your spine between your shoulder blades. Just stay here and breathe. Feel your big toes, your inner heels, gently pulling in. Feel the shoulder blades flatten more. Try to get the hands now under the shoulders, lifting up the back of the thighs. Take a deep breath, lift your chest a little more. Soften your knees, lifting your heels. Drop your hips. How far can you go? Careful. Turn your heels in a little bit if you need, as much as you need. Right? Come back up with the hips. Turn your heels back out so that the second and third toe line up the heel. Heels to the floor, big toes in the heels pulling. Flatten your back. To the fingertips we go. Squeeze into those heels, lifting the back of the thighs what you can. Controlling your weight to extend your arms. Rotating up. And turning to the other side. So allow, as the arm lifts, the opposite knee bends a little bit. Reach and stretch. And reach. Try to keep your back flat and try to keep your spine parallel to the floor. And just what you can. One more time. And relax. Soften your hips down as far as you can. If you need to turn your heels in, turn your heels in. Breathing. Push your elbows into your knees. Push your knees into your elbows. Create tension between your hands. Separate your heels to underneath the knees. Pull the hips down. Hindi squat. Draw what you can. Breathe. Push your hands to the floor. Lift up the hips. Turn your toes back in. Straighten out. Feel your big toes, your inner heels. Now rolling the spine. Pull your tail and gently come on up. Reaching up to the sky, rib high. And relax. And release. Turn your feet a little closer. About hip width apart so that the blades are to the outsides of the hips. That's a good spot. Push into the floor. Make yourself long. Reach your left arm to the sky. Reach it up as high as you can, like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Reach your left arm down, allowing your shoulder to pull you. Can you touch the back of your knee? Look up to your finger. Are your legs turning on? And come back up. Gently switching sides. Reach. Reach back. Feel it. Squeeze those legs. Get the glutes to turn on more. Push away from the floor. And come back up and relax. Deep breath. Soft exhale. One more time. Deep breath. Soft exhale. Draw it in. Remember, every time you exhale, you're drawing the belly. Reach your left leg out for a triangle pose. Gently step back. Make it wide. Beginners, very beginners, turn your toes in more. Let the hip turn in. More experience. You want more. Get those hips to turn out. We wanna. So be careful though what happens. That's why beginners turn in, because the knee wants to buckle. Be careful. That knee has to stay tracking over the second and third toe to safeguard your knee, right? Toes are working, heel, second, third toe to the heel. Straight. Arms up. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Pushing the hips out to the left. Out to the right. Imagine that Left hip, the bottom of the hip, pushing toward the heel. Feel how the hips melt. Just let it stretch. Stay up here with me. Relax your arms for now. You don't want to burn the shoulders, poor little shoulders, right? The little muscles, the legs are big. Breathe. Notice, even if your hip is turning in, if the rib cage is turning out, now you're creating tension. Carefully, okay? It's a workload. Notice if your tail is pulling back, try to pull it in so that it's straight. Feel it. Same thing if your foot's straight. Everything should be straight. Even the head. And then when you push your head back, notice the pinching of your back. That means you have to stretch a little taller and lift up more in the heart. Okay. Hips pushing. So this hip is pushing toward the heel. This hip toward the ceiling. Notice what happens to the spine. We didn't even work on the spine, but the spine's already tilted, right? Right. So don't reach with your body. Don't pull it. We don't want this to bend. We don't want this, because look, the hips didn't move. So now the spine is curved. Try the best that you can to keep your spine straight, and the hips will do all the work. Breathe. The rib cage at the waistline is keeping you in line from heel to heel. Breathe. You can keep your hands down. You don't have to go that far yet. But if you can, go. Arms out. Middle finger to middle finger straight across. Turn the ribs, not the arms. Turn the ribs, not the arms. Pull the hips. Push the hips. Push, pull, hey, come on, relax. Just when you can. But it is about focusing your mind to be able to focus on the body completely. Every cell in your body focused by you. Maybe more. And now if you want to rest the arm, you can bring it back and work on that shoulder. Rolling the shoulder blade back. Maybe you can go further by pushing the hip toward the heel. Maybe you can go further by pushing the hip toward the ceiling. Careful not to lock your knee. If you need to bend it, please bend it. Try to keep it straight, but don't lock it back. That's going to hurt. Extend the crown so that the whole spine becomes longer. This is how it's able to turn more. Don't rest here. Don't put pressure on that leg. Keep it off. Come back up and softly bend. Gently sink your arm down. Now try to touch your ankle by pushing the hip toward the heel and the shoulder toward the ankle. Reclining warrior. Circle your arm at the shoulder so that the elbow points toward the knee, the palm to the ceiling. Get that shoulder blade to roll your chest up. Warriors, proud. Be proud. Right? The palm is down. I know I said up. That's just to get the elbow. So it's at the wrist that we bend. Palm up, elbow down. Right hand. Now the neck. Sometimes we crane the head to try to turn because it's so tight. So relax the shoulder down and just rotate towards the shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Pivot the feet. Oh, that was enough, wasn't it? Not hard, just allow. Triangle. Nice and long. Heel out, beginner. Heel in. Feel that knee. Let yourself, don't rush yourself. Allow yourself the time. We think we have everything under control, but are you really pressing your heels down, both corners, the blades, all 5 ball joints, and are your toes flat? Do you really feel that? Arches lifting, right? Thighs rolling outward so that the kneecap stays, even if the hip is in or out, whatever. Hip pulling in if you're more flared out, right? Flat. Arms if you need to. No arms if you need to. Whatever feels good. The hip. Notice how it just glides the body. Just to what you can. So if you start feeling tension here, if you try to push your hip, it's like, ouch, don't go that far. You're already tight, you know it. So here it's about relaxing, relaxing to allow yourself to feel comfortable in that spot. And only when you're ready, gently go maybe a millimeter, micromillimeter, right? Little bit. Eventually, letting yourself feel a little bit more. It took me literally about 2 years to get from here, my hip in, even with my hip in. I was here, I remember. I was here. This is where I used to have so much trouble. My shoulder was forward. I couldn't remember how to pull my shoulder blade back, and everything was, oh man, this is a struggle. But just let yourself relax more. Notice more what you need to work on is the breathing and the extending. So the more we lengthen away, the more we lengthen, the easier it's going to be to maneuver everything because it's softer and separated. When we're contracting, everything is harder and we're fighting with ourselves. It's in the fight that we don't want. So even if you need to put your hands on your hips to give your arms some help for balance, allow yourself all the time you need. Notice we're not doing a lot of poses. Warrior two. Soften through. Breathe. Let it. Push away. Push away. You want to get that knee on top. It's okay to come shorter. It's okay to make yourself comfortable. But the knee has to stay on top. Eventually, from the distance of a triangle, we want to get the knee on top and the hips as low as the knee. Breathe in. The knee stays on top of the second and third toe, tracking, while on top of the heel. Hips squared. The blade on the floor, the ball joints, inner, outer heel. Toes flat. Push. Stretching. Gently come back up, turn your feet in, and collapsing gently down to the floor. We're going to softly bend one knee out, inhaling upward, exhaling to the other side, inhaling upward, exhaling to the other side. And every time you go to one side, try to see how low the hips themselves can actually relax down, not force, but relax. And if you need to come closer, come closer. If you need to use a book, use a book. If you need to use a table, anything, but just do what your body allows you to do gently and softly, right? And then relax. Back to the center. We're going to bend the elbows, lifting the chest, bend the elbows. Not the chin, just the chest. Let the elbows bend, let the body melt. Just the way you can. And if you're able to not bend the knees, that's great. Without your knees bending, maybe you can drop further down. Maybe your elbows will touch the floor. Maybe your head will touch the floor. And come back up. Allow your hands forward for balance. Separate your hands. Either leg, gently bring in. And have a seat with me. Oh, that was good. That felt good on the whole body. Allow yourself to breathe. Push those legs away. If you need, or if you have a belt, a strap, a towel, anything, even a shirt, right? Anything that you can put around your foot or grab your foot, right? So we're gonna grab the left foot. I'll give you 30 seconds to get something for your foot. Literally 30 seconds. It's 10:26. As soon as it turns 27. Okay? Run! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Bend your knee. Bend your knee. Allow yourself to grab the ball joints. Can you? Doesn't matter how wide you need to go, right? Let yourself turn in, whatever you need to do. Grab the ball joints. as straight as you can, pulling your foot up toward the back of the thigh. Lift your chest. Use your leg. Don't let it drop out to the side. Use that leg. Pull it up. Use the other leg. Push it away. Now lift up. Good. Now pushing that heel, straighten it out so the knee, the heel, and the hip joint are even. The best that you can. Keeping your chest up. Feel that stretch. Can you pull your foot back a little further? Lift your chest. Can you pull your shoulder blades back a little bit more? Just your shoulder blades. And relax. Bend the knee, other leg. Make sure the hips are on the floor, so only go to what you can. If you're pulling too much, this might, if you're not used to it, it might cramp. So sometimes it's easier not to bend so much and easier to reach further forward. But whatever your body lets you, right? Wider, narrower, whatever's good. Great ball joints. Not hard. As you lift up your spine, pull your heel up toward the back of the thigh. Notice, are you straining? Are you squeezing everything? Try to relax from your toes to your knee while pulling that inner thigh in. Get the heel up, knee in. Feel ankle relaxing as you pull. Now keep your arms straight so you can use your shoulder blades. Use your shoulder blades. See how round I am? To pull back, shoulder blades. Lift what you can. Feel yourself lengthening upward. And relax. And release. And soften. Bring the right knee in so that your foot is pressing into the thigh, not touching the knee at all. Closer to the groin. Knee pushing down. Let's lean into that knee and pull the flesh out. Lean back into that hip and pull the flesh out. And soften. If your knee's not on the floor, you can use a blanket, whatever height you need, to make sure that you can feel some kind of tension. And I don't mean squeezing, although we're drawing the muscle in order for the leg to come down. It's just a gentleness and the focus to stay down rather than to pressing down, because that's going to exhaust your energy. Lifting your body, use your belly. Use your hand if you need to, if you can, if you want to. Gently to help push down a little bit more, right? Lifting the body. Try to grab anywhere from in front of the knee on the shin to the ankle, to the heel, to the blade, the ball joint. Any way you want there. Push the back of the thighs. Feel that belly. Feel the knees working down to the floor. Feel the right foot pressing into the thigh. Feel the left thigh pulling into the foot. Yes, everything should be stretching, pulling, and some tension, but the upper body should be relaxed. Lengthening, gently. Try to square your shoulders. So feel the difference on how the body pulls. You should be working your obliques, right? And lengthening. Imagine the heart touching your toes, or at least the knee, right toward the knee. Not the face. The crown. The crown toward the ceiling, even though the ears are back to the shoulders. Extend your arm, let it relax. Pull the shoulder blade back. And release. Relax, take a deep breath. Oh, it's a lot of stretching in those hips, yeah? Ooh, it feels so good. That's where we're the tightest in the hips, the lower back. I'm gonna get that lower back here in a couple of seconds. Child's pose, happy baby. Happy baby is a great one for that lower back. So again, anchoring yourself, both hips, on the flesh. Allow cushion for the knee or no. See, my calf is a little thicker, so my calf is pressing down on the floor, so I can't do anything with the knee. Breathe. Anchor. Lift. Rotating square as we can. Not the knee. Shoulder blades are still pulling. Heart is lifting. Head is pulling. Everything. Foot is pulling. Remember everything? Knees are pushing. Heels are pushing. Heels are pressing. Belly's drawing. Heart is lifting. Feel. Lengthen. Create that space within yourself. Breathe. Ooh, that's a tight one. More tension. If you're feeling tension here, you're not pushing enough. Right? You need to really engage the legs. The legs are the support system. And even though you're drawing energy into areas of the muscles that you're not used to, you're stretching areas that we need as well, okay? Feel. Wow. The more you push the knee down and the heel in, feel it stretching. So much to give. So much to have. Lengthen. Take a deep breath. Soften. And relax. And release. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to give my hips support. I don't have much support on my hips. So just a little bit. But you know what? I want to keep it even height. So if you're going to use any kind of support for your hips, give it enough for your shoulders. All right? All right. This is long enough for my entire torso, including my head. So I'm just going to lay down flat on that. Oh, it feels much better when it's softer. Give yourself cushion. You want to be able to relax here. Breathe. And as we're breathing, we're relaxing. Let the shoulder blades flatten to the floor. Gently. Allow the base of your hands, while your knees are bent and your feet are on the floor, to press on top of your thigh, not your hip. But as the base of your hand touching your hip while pushing into the thigh. Gently. Get the elbows to circle underneath you as much as you can, flattening the shoulder blades. Pushing your base of your hands into your thighs. Notice if your back is arching. Can you feel space underneath your back? Try to pull your belly down and your tail up even though you're pushing. So engage more glutes and engage more heels. Gently feel that pressing into the floor. Elbows, shoulder blades, hips, back. Try to get your chin to your throat. Don't let your knees bow. And relax. Inhale, gently bring both knees up. Individual hands holding the shin right under the knee. Pull both knees up towards your chest. Try to lengthen your spine. Make yourself longer. Feel the hips coming up to the lower back, lifting off the floor. Now, keep pulling your knees, lift your head up, and pull your tail, hips to the floor, even though you're pulling your knees. Pull down that hip. Careful. Keep your knees as close as you can. And relax. Gently pull your knees again, let the hips lift. This time bring your heels on top of your knees, straight. Reach up and grab the blades with your fingers, with your hands. Relax. Now just relax as much as you can, keeping your heels on top of your knees. Can you pull your tail down to the floor? Easy. Notice that tension? Can you straighten out your body? Are you offset? Can you feel if you're lining up right? Feel the tension, feel the release. Notice the hips, notice your space. Shoulder blades gently pulling toward the floor. That means the knees are being gently pulled down. Now the fingers are going to work, keeping all that other tension. Gently pulling. One finger pulls and then the other. Feel those hips pulling down, even though they're rocking off one at a time. And relax completely down. Feet to the floor flat. Separate your feet about shoulders width apart. Let the knees drop to the left. Stagger your legs. Melt your shoulder blades to the floor. Feel yourself releasing all your tension now. Now, gently rotate your head, keeping your crown in line with your spine, your tail, and your left heel. Should all be in the same line. Melt that shoulder blade more. Release your hip away from the floor, the right hip. Feel the back arching, feel that back stretching at the ribs. Feel the thighs stretching a little. Inhaling the left foot, bring it on top of your thigh, on the side of the thigh, and ask your left knee to touch the floor. Gently pressing down on your right thigh with your heel. And as the knee touches the floor, keep pushing down. Keep pushing your hip forward and up. Keep arching your back. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor. Find that you're straight in your spine. Breathe. Take a deep breath here. And just relax. And release. Drop your foot to the floor. Inhale. Both knees back up. Soften. Relax. Release your tension. Rock your hips a little bit from side to side. Inhaling, drop your knees to the right. All the way down, let them melt. Right knee touches the floor, head turns to the left. Shoulder blades melting. Keep relaxing your left leg, arching your back, push that left hip forward. Nothing big, just allowing that hip to relax. Relax that tension. Notice that the leg is so tight, we have to add tension in order to stretch it a little, right? So tight, so it's okay, let it. You'll feel good afterwards. Gently lift up your right foot. Place it on top of your thigh. Softly come in and down. Breathe. Let that knee come down. Relaxed. Hold. Allow. Breathe. Stay there, don't move. Breathe. A little bit more, a little bit more. We're almost there. Can you adjust yourself? Make yourself feel that straightness through the whole body. And relax. Come back around. Let the hips gently melt from side to side. Release that tension that we placed. Nothing big. Just soft and easy. And come back. Let the knees come down to the floor and push yourself up. Okay, so now we're going to gently, again, I'm using a blanket. I'm going to lay down on top of it. Here, allow your hips to touch the floor from the top of the hip. Join your legs as gently, firmly together as you can, rolling the thighs. So don't squeeze, but keeping them together. Can you get the knees to touch? The ankles, the heels, the toes? Pushing gently down into the hips. Feel the belly pulling in and the bottom rib cage pulling forward. Down, all the way down to the solar plexus, where the ribs meets the sternum, the rib cage. Breathe. Keep your head up, but your chin in. Extend your left arm. Bend your right knee. Sweep your hand back to grab your ankle, your foot. Anywhere you can that's comfortable is fine. Gently bending your elbow upward. Pull your heel toward your hip. Lift your knee on its own accord. Press into your hips to lift your chest. And relax and soften. Bring both arms back. Turn your head to the right, melting down. Let the shoulders melt. Let the body melt. Let the toes touch. Let the heels fall apart. Relax your hips. Widen your chest. Try to get your ear flat to the floor. Lengthen your neck. Take 2 deep breaths. Inhale. Gently come back up. The right arm is going to come forward, lifting the chest. Pull the rib cage forward. Feel it? I brought my left hand forward to support me, to help me. But I'm going to bring it back once I'm stable. Bending the left knee. Reaching back to grab the foot. Get that shoulder blade to pull back. Bending the elbow up. Pull your heel toward your hip. Push down into the hips to try to lift your knee on its own accord. So don't pull your knee up with your hand. All you're doing is gently pulling your heel to the hip. The knee is lifting itself up. Breathing. That's why you're squeezing the hips into the floor. Breathing. And relax and release. You're going to turn your head to the left, shoulders down, hands back. Toes touch, heels roll apart. Feel your body expanding. Feel your right ear melting to the floor. Lengthen your spine. Gently inhale, come back up. Lift your chin and press your chin, or first extend your rib cage. Push your hips down, extend your rib cage forward. Gently reaching your chin as forward as you can. Push your shoulders into the floor. Make a couple of fists. Now your option here is to keep your hands on the floor, right at your sides, pushing down. If you feel comfortable enough, without fist, with fist. Hands coming under the middle of the thigh, arms coming under the body, both of them, pushing down onto your arms with your hips and your thighs, reaching the chin forward as you can. Engage the hips, pushing into the arms. Draw your legs together, roll your thighs inside, knees touching, feet off the floor. Try to exhale the legs up. And relax. And soften. Child's pose. Come back up. Nice and high. Wide knees. Closed toes. Melt down. Soft deep breaths. Soft exhales. Feel the pubis gently coming down toward the floor. Let the body melt. Take a deep breath. Take as many deep breaths as you like. Let yourself relax. Let yourself melt. Breathe in. Release in. Flow. Stay. Soft deep breaths, soft deep exhales. Stay for a few more moments in child's pose. Let yourself melt. Let yourself relax. Gently coming back up on your inhale. Come back up. Ah, that was awesome. Allow yourself to sit with me. Cross your legs. Don't wipe the sweat. Leave it. It's part of the journey. It really is. So, allow yourself one leg on top, one leg on the bottom. Can you get it? Heel, knee, straight across. Even with your shoulders. Right? Best that you can. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to readjust. I need to give my ankles some softness. Okay. So adjusting yourself. So knees nice and on an angle, best that you can. So this is tough because here we need to flex the ankle so that the foot is straight. And that's going to cause more tensions, so we're not used to it. So it's pushing the hips back and relaxing. It's all about relaxing here. I'm guiding myself because I have a tight hip and I don't want to hurt my ankle or my knee. So I'm lifting up tall, feeling everything melting down. What you can. Some of us are faster than others, right? Right? Young, old, it's all good. But letting yourself feel that releasing till eventually the knees touch. Maybe today, maybe not. But eventually the knees touch. And for me, it takes some time, but it does get down. So if you can, you're lifting upward and release the tension from the top. Soft at the top as much as you can. Shoulder blades. Breathing gently. Feel your body relaxing. Today they're not going to touch. And switch to the side. Stretching everything out today. Every part of us. Ooh. Wow. Take your time. So it's a focus on keeping the legs as softly together as we can, allowing them to melt. We notice the tensions that are being created, that the muscles are so tight that they're fighting to relax. So our job is to keep breathing, keep extending, keep allowing that exhale to calm us, even though we're working. So if you don't flex your foot here, you could hurt your knee. It is important to have that stability, right? Some of us allow it to drop down, but use your hand if you need to. Help yourself. Hold it up if you have to. Allow yourself as much as you need, as much as you can give. It's simple. Notice I'm not touching. It's okay. I do kickboxing, right? So for me, hips are always tight, and it's okay. It's what my life is, what I accept. Oh. Take a deep breath. Notice how tight that is. Try to lift up taller. Try to sense. Try to notice. Try to stay aware. Try to focus within yourself. And relax. Shake out those legs one more time. Rub them now. From your hips, around to the front, all the way down. 2 times. 2 more. 2 more times. Feel it. Really feel how good that feels. Put pressure on it. Don't just push your hands forward. Put pressure. Push. Feel how nice that feels. All the way, last one. Feel good. Awesome. Now, pull the flesh back. One more forward fold. One more. Bending your knees if you need to, as much as you need to be able to grab your toes. Extending your legs, grab your toes, okay? So whatever. I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna hold. Now, gently inchworming your heels forward to what your body lets you. Drop your chin to your throat, and extend your chest forward. And keep inching your legs, keep extending your spine. Try to push the back of your thighs back, right? And if you're on the floor already, keep pushing the back of the thighs and your heart comes forward. Can you join your legs together? Breathe. Can you go softer? Just softer. Get the rib cage to the knees. The bottom of the rib cage to the knees. Imagine cupping the knees with your ribs. Pull them. Feel that belly pulling toward the floor. Can you push the back of your thighs more here? Here's where you're going to really feel a difference. The back of the thighs. Careful with your knees, remember? Chin stays in and your chest is pulling forward. Now soften your ankles and try to pull your feet back a little bit. Breathe. And relax, release, and gently come back up. Let your legs cross to that easy pose. Nice and easy pose. A little twist, left hand to the side of the right leg. Use that as a lever to pull around your body, lifting your chest. Shoulder blade pulls back. And come back around. Right hand, left thigh. Pull it. Don't be afraid to pull on it. Pull it and make that body turn a little bit as we lift up tall and rotate that left shoulder blade back. And come back. And soften. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath. Draping your body to the floor or where you can, right? Soften down, just what you can. Just what feels good to you. Softly. Use your hands to help lift up your body. Come back up to the seated pose. Sweeping your arms up to the sky, way up high. Allow the palms to touch. Soften your hands to the heart. With a little bow of your head. Close your eyes for one deep breath with gratitude in your heart for the kindness you show yourself today. As we inhale, allow the head to lift, the eyes begin to open. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you later.